YBB, and I will be your moderator for today. Thank you to all participants who have taken the time to join us today. We are really glad to have you here. And some of you already introduced yourself in the chat box. Some of you from Ethiopia, Malawi, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Argo City, Vietnam, Cambodia, Egypt, South Africa, and many more. So I can see the excitement from the chat box that you are looking forward to this big pre-orientation. So before we begin, I'd like to encourage you to turn on your camera if possible so we can see each other's faces and so our speaker also can see all of you joining this session. And it would be encouraged to use the virtual background. We already shared the link to your email. And before we begin, I would like to a quick overview of our program information regarding World Youth Festival 2026 Chapter Vietnam, which will be conducted in Hanoi, Vietnam at 6 and 9 July 2026. And for the update of the latest information of registration, the fully funded delegate registration is extended, everyone. So maybe previously it ended until March, but it extended until April 30th. So if some of you still not registered for the fully funded, you may uh, join the fully funded scheme. And but if you still want to ensure your spot as the delegate of the World Youth Festival Chapter Vietnam, you can also apply for the self-funded, and it's closed on the 7th June. So don't miss your chance to join a global youth experience with fully funding. And then I will share you the important links if some of you still not continue your registration until the payment, and you can read the further information from those links. Okay, so our pre-orientation today is discussing about from visa paper to see you later. So the purpose would be guiding participants through final preparation before departure for World Youth Festival 2026 Chapter Vietnam, and also to ensure everything is in place before departure. And the participant will gain or learn about final checklist before departure, visa and travel preparation reminders, key updates prior to the program, and tips for a smooth journey. Also, before we get started, let me briefly walk you through today's agenda. First, our speaker will deliver a presentation, and after that, we'll continue with an open Q&A session, and we'll close the session with a short photo session for documentation. Before I introduce our speaker, allow me to share some guidelines to keep our session organized and comfortable for all participants. So please keep your mic muted unless permitted to speak by the moderator, myself, or by the speaker. Also, you can use the chat features for question while the session is still going. But if we are already in Q&A session, you may turn on your mic when permitted. And also for reactions, features for engagement, and for any one of you still not still didn't have the virtual background, I share the link again so you can use that. And kindly remind you that this session is mandatory and that being here shows your commitment to being fully prepared. All right, now we have that covered. Let's dive in. So our speaker today, you already familiar with her. Her name is Siti Aulia because she is also the speaker from the first onboarding session, first presentation of the our program, a quick overview of the program, etc. So her background is she already part of the YBB since 2022, is news writer, public relations specialist, and since March 2025, she is part of she leads digital marketing and branding strategies. So you already see our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. She and her team working on that social media platform. So everyone, let us begin today's orientation, and please give a warm welcome to our speaker today, Cindy Aulia. Hello, Miss Cindy, welcome. How are you today?
Hi, Prima. I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm feeling great too. This is my first time as moderator in this program. So this is excited to first time see the participant. Okay, so without
Okay.
further ado, please, Miss Cindy, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prima, by the way, for the warm welcome and also introducing me as well and my background. And I'm sure, I mean, my background is not really that, like, having that much experiences that you guys hear, because I know some of you may be from doctoral degree or master degree and also looking for a new insights or networks outside of the borders, basically. And also, we'll be conducting the World Youth Festival itself on July. So basically, it's 3 months ahead, yeah. Yes, still 3 months ahead. And welcome to all of you. And also, before on the onboarding session, I didn't see like a lot of you here, but now today, I've seen like so many people. Before it was like only coming from like five nationalities, but now it's been like, having so many like Algeria, I see from the comment section, and then from Indonesia, Malaysia, and also where is it? Afghanistan. Oh, so many of you. Chad, Zambia. Oh my God, that's like so far away, yeah, from Indonesia here. So basically, as a little reminder before we start this session, because this session is basically as we are based in Indonesia, so the visa requirements that I'm mentioning to you is about Indonesian based. Okay, but for the international based, you can also check on the link that we will be providing you. So basically, each country has their own regulations and cannot be like the same with Indonesia or what. But basically, you can also see the regulations on that website as well that we will be presenting to you. So you have the time to ask questions when there is Q&A session. And let me share my screen and start my presentation. Yeah. Okay. Can you all see now my screen? Okay, wait. I will just
Yes.
remove it. Okay, thank you. And also from the title for our uh, pre-orientation today is from visa paper to see you later. So basically, what's a visa? Visa is like a formal permissions for a non-citizen to enter the other country. So basically, if you're from Indonesia or from any other countries and want to enter Vietnam, um, you have to apply for the visa. So it's like permissions to enter the border, to enter the country, basically because like for secure purposes, like security purposes. And also, if you aren't Vietnamese and or reside in Vietnam, you basically have to hold a visa as a permission to enter the country. And also, um how to get the visa, you can also screenshot this, but basically, if I'm not mistaken, every materials of presentations that we provide you during the pre-orientations is will be provided through the material kit link whenever you receive a new pre-orientation every weekend, so every Saturday. And but if you want to take precautions whether or not we are forgetting to send you, you can also screenshot and also scan the barcode. Okay. And also how to get the visa as well. It's for Indonesian people, basically to enter Vietnam, it's free visa. But for other countries, since I mentioned that you have to like you have to create the visa as well and also see the regulations of your country itself. So make sure that you have already on a passport, like can be ordinary passport or the e-passport. And also a regular passport is used by the general public. Like if your the expiry dates of your passport is less than 6 months, so you have to renew your passport first in order to use it. You cannot use your passport that will be expiring in 6 months. So basically, you have to renew your passport first in order to continue your visa applications like that. And also, you can also check or scan the QR code here that we give you, and also check carefully on the sheet, which will be explained later as well. Found the country name, and also if the country there is an X sign in it, so it means that your country doesn't need the visa to enter to the country itself, or it's visa free like that. But if the link is empty, or you need to fill in on the country on your own country, so basically you need to apply for the e-visa by following on this link. Okay, evisa.government.vietnam, like that. And also for the overview of e-visa application itself, this is like the first page that you need to pay attention to. The first thing is that photo and scan passport. So the scan passport should be like this, should show all the first page of your passport, including your face and also your country, your gender and surname, and also nationalities, your expiry date of the passport, and also the ID in here. And also for the portrait photography, it's something with the white background, basically, not a selfie, but a white background that usually you use this in here, but it's not, you didn't take picture from here, yeah. So it's not taking the picture of your passport and then you put here, no. But can take a pass photo. So basically, showing your face in a white background like that. And then to the next part is that personal and also passport informations. So basically, this is about the personal information, your personal information like names and surnames and something like that, and also the passport informations like are you going to only for a single entry or multiple entry, and also just for taking a transit or something like that, and also about the general personal information. And the notes is that you have to type the passport like the same, I mean the same subject or the same information accordance to your passport. So you cannot like just fill out any other and like faking the personal information and something like that. Okay. And also for the period, it must be not exceeding from 90 days, like that. And also for the information about the trip, this is also important. Like because every country has their own regulations, I would like to also remind you something, that okay, you can also use our letter of acceptance or letters of invitations, which basically showing that you will be having like an education trip or a conference or something like that. But the thing is, this is not a formal or government occupations. It's not something that you will be calling like business trip, business visa, or something like that, because they will require you so many documents that you cannot show. So it's basically we will be providing you with letter of invitation itself, but for the purpose, it will be as a tourist. It will, because it will be a much easier for you rather than you apply for a business conference, because they will be asking you about so many things like, okay, what are the business that you will be going to do there, and also how long will you stay and something like that. So it's pretty much risky if you are applying for a business visa, because you are not doing the business there, right? It's only like a 4 days trip. It's only like for the networking stuff and something like that. You're not going to make business or like something that getting into working there. And also the second important thing is that the resident address. So basically, it will be informed once you paid for the first installment. But no need to be worried if you're applying for the fully funded one. You don't have to pay for any payment installment, like for example the batch one and also the second batch. If you want to pay for the installments later after you find your announcement made or something like that, you can. But basically for the visa itself, since we are also like don't want to make it something that basically you are using our own our identity for um making the visa, and we don't know the purposes that you are applying to, because you will be the one who apply the visa yourself, right? So basically this will be announced by the committee when you are paying the first installment. Okay, and the third thing is that intended border gate or entry. So it's like the previous thing that I mentioned before. If you want like a single or multiple entry, and also choose which airport you'll be arriving and which will be the departure airport, like that. So basically it's like informations about your trip itself. The first is like the purpose of your entry. Second is where you will reside in that in Vietnam. So basically there will be also hotel booking that you will be getting. And also the third thing is that which airport that you will be arriving and you will be departing, like that. And the next thing is that the final step. After you fill out all the informations that I mentioned before, you have to review it. Review it again whether you misspelled your name. So basically, the first thing first that you have to pay attention to is that your name. So so many people doesn't want to include their full name or their original name. That like maybe they have like a stage name and something like that. But basically, this is like the original names that you have in your ID or in your passport. Okay, and also the second thing is that paying the visa application fee. So for Indonesian itself, the visa application fee or the C countries, Southeast Asian countries, is about 25 USD, and it's possible to be different in any other countries. So you can also check on that, and also the e-visa result will be announced by email. So pay attention to your email, check the important box in or inbox or all your email so you can check it on your account, like that. And also not to forget to read all the instructions that is provided by the government in this website, like that. Okay, and do's and for the do's and the don'ts, do match every letter to your passport. So basically do not like I mentioned before, if your name is written, for example, my name, Cindy Aulia Silnikafa, like that. So you have to write all of them, not only Cindy Aulia or only Cindy, like that. Do check your passport validity. So it should be at least 6 months, no less than 6 months. If it's less than 6 months, then you need to renew your passport first in order to continue your visa applications. And then do use a professional photo, like I said before, professional photo, not a selfie. And also do get medical insurance. And also double check your documents and also applications. And for the don'ts, don't use blurry scans. For example, like before, you have to take photos of your passport. So basically, that's the important part as well, because maybe the system will see your name. So basically, if it's blurry, there will be like typos in your name, or your visa might be getting rejected and something like that. And also, write down your full name. Don't put only middle names. And also, don't apply too late if you apply through the embassy, because it will take like 90 days. So basically, in 90 days, if you're talking about 90 days, so you have to plan your visa right now, right? And also don't ignore vaccinations requirements, and also don't hide previous travel. This is also important because what is it? The other requirements, it's not only from our organizations, but also your you have been traveling like for so many to so many countries for so many years, and they will think that okay, your personal requirements already good enough to, like, to go to that country itself. Okay. And also, if you're talking about the World Youth Festival activity, is the first before we held this, this is the first time that we held this event on Hanoi, Vietnam. But basically, before we held this in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So this is the first time that we will be doing in Hanoi, Vietnam, and we saw that Hanoi has like a lot of places to explore as well. And also we'll be having a university visit and also city tour. So maybe for the city tour and also university visit, it will be around the second day of the program. So the first day is like you taking all the seminar kids for the registration and stuff. And also the second day you will be having like university visit and city tour, but it will be different, yeah. Because before, I guess in Japan, not Japan, but it's in Middle East Youth Summit. The city tour is the third day. And also we have like intercultural explorations and also dialogues, as we will be having to meet all of you from all the diverse countries, and also panel discussions with SDGs, as we are also focusing on the sustainability, global sustainability. And you will be meeting with the academicians or other youth leaders, and also speakers that experts on their field, and also the global sustainability project competition. So basically, if you have been accepted to this program, uh, what I mean by the project competitions, this is like the main agenda of the program, because you will be having like a presentations with your teammate, and the teammate, it will be created by our mentors. So basically you will be put into groups with the different people from different nationalities, of course, and you will be having mentoring session with all the mentors, and then you will be creating a project where the project is about the global sustainability. So, what are you going to create a group with? What are you going to create the project about is based on you and your team later. So, basically, you can also continue the project based on your essay, but it will be best if you like discuss with your new team, because you will be put into a group where with new people. So basically, they also have their own essay, basically. And also, if you want to, like, okay, maybe we can do discussion with our essay, which one is the best, and also we'll be creating maybe mixed of our essay into the project, and if that works with your team, then you can go on with that as well. So basically, all the project and also all the grouping process, um it will also be having discussion with your groups later. And after that, no need to be worried, because we will provide mentors for you. Like, if you don't know, for example, I don't know how to present in an international stage, I don't know how to create a project presentations, I don't know how to get the awards and something like that, because there will be cultural night and also awarding ceremony. So basically, you will be having the medals, you will be having the placard, and the certificate as well, that if you become the winners, but the certificate itself, whether or not you become the winners, you will get your own certificates because you completed in, like, joining the program like that. But if you have what win the award or some awards, you will be given the certificate based on your awards. Basically, um if you win for the, what is it, personal awards, not for personal awards, like individual category awards, like for example, the best delegates, the best presenter, like that. So you will get, if you get both, like the best presenter and the best delegate, so basically you will get both certificate like that. So the more awards you will get, the more certificate that you will earn, like that. And also global networking, of course. Even though in online activities like the pre-orientation, now I've seen some of you from another countries as well, and it will also be very interesting if we also met in person later on in Vietnam, like that. So that is all for today's pre-orientations. If you have any question, you can directly ask me and open your camera. I will most likely want someone who, like, have like interaction with me face to face, yeah, towards video, on video. So if you want to ask question, you can open your camera, and
Hi, Cindy. Yeah.
maybe Prima will help me. But before Q&A session, probably we will be having documentation session, yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Assalamualaikum. I hope to be fine. And how are you?
Waalaikumsalam. Later, yeah, I will confirm first, yeah, Abraham. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
The documentation session will be conducted in the end of the session after the Q&A.
Okay, so it will directly go with the Q&A. Okay, then. Maybe
Q&A.
you can help to, uh, what is it? Choose the person who wants to ask question.
Yeah.
Okay, I will start by the one who already raised their hand. So if you want to directly ask her, you can raise your hand. So the first person would be Abraham Deng Mariel, and it would be recommended that if you can open your camera because our speaker want to interact with you. All right, you may ask your question.
Okay, can Halwa put on
Yes,
spotlight?
at the first place, I would like. Yes, at the first place, I would like to appreciate and extend my sincere honor and gratitude to the Cindy for a very good presentation that you have actually done so far. I'm so much honored, and I would like to appreciate her and the entire team for trying to go through a much rate point of presentation. The only thing that I want you to know, I'm from South Sudan. I would like to add three things in the regard to the visa process. Last
Is it me lagging or him, yeah?
say last 3 months I've actually applied for this for Japan, but I couldn't actually make it through. Now there is this question from a different embassies. There is this blog called Youth Development Forum in Germany. I applied last 2 months. They called me for oral. I did oral. They given me a fully funded. When I went to the embassy, it is one of the complicated embassy, yeah, in the world. I never knew before. So when I went, they denied the visa for me, and I don't know in Vietnam. And is Vietnam friendly because you might actually go through, and if you might not make it through, will they actually deny your visa process, or it depend based on how you have actually present the document? People who are actually been bring on board, who are actually now participating in this pre-station orientation, are they all people who have actually applied for this summit, or there are other people who have actually not joined and they have already applied? That's it. Thirdly, what are the real criteria that you use? Sometimes you wonder, you know, from your own perspective, you might be quite sure you have actually write a very concise, a very immaculate, and impeccable essay writing, aligning with the theme of the program. But at the end of the day, you know, things might go, you know, hop and you may not, what you have actually write is not you actually expected. You understand? And that's it. Thirdly, when are we going to expect the outcome of the 2 to 3 weeks or down
Okay.
the road? And then we have to be notified, or you have actually can you transit them or swap them to actually apply direct to the Vietnam. Well used for Zoba only. Thanks so much. I appreciate your prompt response.
Okay. Okay. Actually, for the first question, I didn't quite catch that, but I think okay. I will have to summarize all the questions itself, and also I will answer one by one. Yeah. So the first thing is that the applications of the visa itself, like you have mentioned that you join in the Germany conference, yeah, and they denied your visa. So basically, I think because Germany is part of the European, so it will be like hard for even not only someone from the Africa, not part of other countries, not only Indonesia, Asia, or something like that. Even from someone from America going to Europe, it will be like hard because not only hard itself, they are very expensive, like hell expensive, like that. And for the Vietnam itself, I don't think they have like a specific requirements that you have to, for example, you have to state your bank statement that you have this kind of amount in your bank account and something like that. It will be much easier since we didn't give you as well the informations like that because on the previous presentations that I mentioned to you before, you have to like just fill out for the e-visa. And also since Vietnam also like travel friendly, yeah, and I think so many people, and also not only from Indonesia or from India or from Pakistan like that, so many people visiting Vietnam nowadays. And also the rate of acceptance towards the visa itself, it's not really something that's like that hard like the European visa or the Schengen visa that we might say like that. So I think you need to try at least to apply first because I don't know, yeah, the acceptance rate of each country because I'm not working in the embassy itself myself. They just like based on your personal history or travel history, and also your bank statement can as well because they will be asking you, okay, like okay, how many days that you will stay um in my country, I mean in our country. Basically they will ask that. And also how will you provide when you are going to our country, basically if you don't have the amount of money that like based on the requirements that we put and something like that. And also basically they will also have like interview session with you before when once the like but once the applications of your visa is granted, not granted, is given, like and they will have interview with you and asking you about your purpose of visit and something like that. So basically the acceptance rate is not coming from us as the organizers. We All we can do is only providing the documents that we will do the activity there, and also we'll also give you like the hotel booking letters. So basically it will also given you the statement where will you reside in the country itself, like okay, for 4 days straight. So basically the challenges that we face mostly is because some people want to extend. Okay, some people want to extend uh from that 4 days, and basically it will be on your own, right? So you have also be very responsible of what you will be going to do. For example, okay, the program is only lasts for 4 days, but you will be visiting Vietnam for 2 weeks straight. So basically, our responsibility for only 4 days, right? And the rest of the days it will be from your side. So where will you reside, and also how many amounts of money that you will be getting into when you went there and something like that, it will be on your personal reasons like that. Okay, I think that answers the question. And also the last question is about, okay, maybe I will answer this even though Abraham is not here. I will also answer this. Maybe this is also the concerns of so many people. Okay, what are your criteria for becoming the fully funded? Like, okay, maybe we already for us we already write something that's very impactful, very good, very as you know, like I've seen so many people, even like before in the Middle East Youth Summit, so many professors, so many doctor, so many people giving out their essays, but they are not part of our fully funded um criteria. It's not because of your title. The first thing is not because of your title. You have to be fully of yourself, like, okay, what are the impacts that you want to give, what makes you unique, what makes it different from the others. Okay, you're a doctor, you're a doctoral degree, you're a master degree, everyone can be, if they have the like, you know, they have the possibilities in giving out their titles and something like that. So why should we have the fully funded given out to you? We can just search the doctoral degree, okay, you will become the fully funded and something like that. No, but the first thing is that you have to be fully of yourself, you have to become unique, and what makes you different from the others. Okay, it's not about the title, it's not about where you came from. Okay, you came from Africa, so what? You came from Indonesia, so what? Even though we're based on Indonesia itself, none of our fully funded is actually coming from Indonesia. It's coming from other countries, like that, because we know Indonesian people can travel to Vietnam by their own, and also fully funded people from Indonesia can also join in our other platforms, or they will also, like, you know, they may be looking for uh just experience, not just to, like, you know, not giving out like, okay, they are I deserve to become the fully funded or something like that, because I never see some of that things coming from Indonesian delegates. So basically that's why so many fully funded delegates that our organization choose is coming from other countries. But not to mention that Indonesian is not capable, okay? But it's just to make it fair. It doesn't mean like we're from Indonesia, so we choose the one that's coming from Indonesia. No. So basically, you have to be fully of yourself, be unique, just be yourself. Like, present something that you think is good enough. But okay, there's always better, there's always a greener grass. Okay, maybe you think that you already do better, do good, but eventually there is always someone better than you. So that's why you just have to be yourself. Whatever you can do to give, just give that. Like, no need to fake to in order to do better, yeah, because I'm not the one who's, like, you know, I'm not the one that's going to review your essay, or I'm not the one. Probably Prima will also be the one of the judges. Yeah, I don't know, because she is also one of the project manager. But I'm only the digital marketing, so basically I'm just throwing out the information from the internal team. So basically it's like that. But yeah, all I can do is that just be yourself, like that. No need to exaggerate, like, oh, okay, I'm better than everyone. No, that's something that the judges maybe will think you already have like a bad vibes, because before you even presenting your own ideas, you already judge yourself better than anyone, like that. So we never know which one is better, because there's always someone better than us. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, the answer for Abraham. Maybe another one will have question.
Right. I will mix the question from the chat box. So someone from Ethiopia asked that the Ethiopia is not available in the list of the country. She said, is it true? And also the Desa also asked that Ethiopia is not available in the list of passport type. Can you answer or give clarification regarding that?
Hi Cindy, I'm Ethiopian, but Ethiopia is not available in the list passport type. Say something. Oh, actually, I'm very sorry, yeah, because I cannot answer that because I don't know. But probably, if there is Vietnam embassy in your country, you can go directly on their website or check on the social media. Or probably, if you have someone that's like no, yeah, haven't. But we will be having alumni, what is it? Alumni pre-orientation as well soon. So and also so many people coming from Vietnam joining our program as well. Maybe you can also ask them later. But the first thing that I advise you to do for who is it? Desa, yeah. For Desa is the first thing, go to your to the website or search on Google, like if there is any embassy of Vietnam in your country, and if there is, search for their contact or email and also search for their website itself, because every embassy have their own website. Like for example, in your capital city, for example, and also can email them. How should you apply for the visa itself, and also asking about why is your country not in the list? Because if your country not in the list, probably it's not e-visa that you should apply. Maybe like ordinary one. So something that will be like more, how is it, yeah, complicated. I don't know, yeah, but it's just my ideas. I don't know, you can directly go to the embassy contact and email them, okay? So you don't feel like belittled or something, because I also don't know why your country doesn't appear. So if doesn't appear, basically it's because you have to apply for the e-visa, right? But if the e-visa is not appear, also can also check. Maybe your country is not in a relationship with in partnership with Vietnam. I don't know as well, yeah, because I'm not residing in the Ethiopia. You're welcome, Deza. I hope you get your answers, yeah. Okay, another one, Prima.
From
Question.
Feresta Mosafi, you can turn on your.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. My question is that those people that they want to apply as a fully funded, they need to like pay for visa.
Okay. That's your question? Okay. So, the one who needs to apply for a visa is the country that's not in the list of the government of the Vietnam. So basically, you need to check. Wait, yeah, I will open the screen again.
Oh yeah.
This one. Okay. You can take a screenshot or can what is it? Take picture of the barcode there. So basically, whether or not you're the self-funded or the fully funded, the first thing is that you have to know where are you coming from. Okay, from Indonesia itself, you don't have to apply for visa because it's visa free to enter Vietnam. But for the period of days, I don't know, yeah, maybe 15 or 30 days, I don't know. So you can still also check if you're from Indonesia, how many days will it last for the visa free. And also, you have to check whether or not your country is visa free also or not. You have to check in this QR code. So enter your country, and then if there is X sign, like you don't have to fill in the form, this form, you don't have to fill in the form. That means your country is visa free. Okay. But if you need to, if they ask you to fill out the what is it? The form. So basically, your country needs to enter the e-visa, and then you need to pay for like 25 US dollars. So it's like that. For whether or not you're the fully funded or the self-funded one. Okay, but I hope your country is on the list, so you don't have to take effort in, like, uh re register for the visa. What am I saying? Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your questions, yeah, Farishta.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Before we continue, I also would like to clarify the information that some of you might be asking, that you haven't finished your registration, but you get the email information about the pre-orientation. It's actually encourage you to still continue your registration and your payment, and the full information of the registration. You can access it from our social media or from our website, and we'll still prioritize the question regarding our topic of pre-orientation today. So the next question would be from Kashfi that already raised their hand. Maybe you can turn on your camera or your mic. Hello, Kashfi.
Can go with the other one. The material or the presentation will be shared, yeah. No need to worry, everyone. There will be a link of presentations that will be sent to your email directly. Every pre-orientations that we share to your email. So basically, you have to stand by as well every Saturday, yeah, guys. So no need to be worried that you missed the informations, because we will also share the what is it, Zoom meeting to our YouTube official YouTube channel. Since you also subscribing, yeah, um before applying to this program. So this is the things. So basically, we didn't ask for followers, but basically because we share everything, every information in our social media, as I'm also responsible for the social media itself. So you need to follow, since there is always an updated informations there. And the second thing is that pay attention to your email, because every week we will be sending you the newsletters of the pre-orientations. What are the next pre-orientations? Because we still have another things to discuss with you, right? Not only the visa, not only onboarding and something like that. There will be like a lot of informations that I will be giving you, and you need to stand by on every Saturday at this hour, 2 p.m. GMT 7. Yeah, can go with. Okay, maybe this is the last, yeah, guys. You can also ask questions in other pre-orientations here. Since I also see Makil. Makil was opening camera, but now not anymore. Where are you? We see someone already raise hand and open
Yes,
camera. Okay, hello.
hello, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. I am from Afghanistan, and some of you may know that the situation here is not good, and there's no Vietnam embassy here. So, and I also checked the list that you sent, and Afghanistan is in the list. So, is that visa free, or do I have to
Hello.
go to a third country to apply for in a face-to-face or physical embassy? Afghanistan is in the list, so what should I do?
Afghanistan is in the list of what?
The document that you sent, and yes, Afghanistan was in the list, and but you know the situation here, and there's no embassy in here. So should I just apply for e-visa, or I have to travel to third country like Pakistan or Iran to apply for visa?
Okay. Also, this is like a new thing for me. I cannot also answer that, but basically, to your concern, you can also ask directly to their email. So basically, even though you don't have a physical embassy there of Vietnam, you can still also check on their website whether or not how to apply from Afghanistan. But I don't think you have to travel to other countries to process your visa, yeah. But to your concern, I hope you also get the right informations, because I cannot also answer that. I'm afraid I answered wrong. So basically, you can directly email them, the email embassy from of Vietnam directly, or because if you enter the e-visa government.vietnam, the later the documents that I present earlier, you can check their informations, their email, and also their phone number even. So since you're not residing in Vietnam, you can email them and basically ask your concern about how to apply in from Afghanistan, like that. Yeah, Makil.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I think that's all, guys. I cannot answer any more questions because time is limited, but no need to be worried that we will have this session every Saturday. So basically, prepare yourself every Saturday, and even though it's not with me, it will be with other teams from Youth Break the Boundaries as well, because I cannot fill session every week, yeah. But you can also ask questions through our DMs on Instagram, and our team or my team will also help you about that. I think that's all, Prima. I will give the time to you back. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, thank you, Cindy, for answering the question. So there are still so many questions, and some of you still raise your hand. And if you still have a question, you can ask through our social media. You can search from Instagram or website Youth Boundaries or World Youth Festival, Japan, Vietnam, and you can ask your question there. Okay, so thank you very much for card to presenting the presentation. So please don't forget to early prepare your visa, and your documents. It does not hinder your process to the program later. And also thank you for the organizer to doing this pre-orientation. Thank you for the participants. Yes, and we will have a quick photo session for documentation. So please turn on your camera if possible and use our filter background. Our operator will take a screenshot in a moment. Okay. I will give you time to open your camera, and you may please lower your hand, please, because we already closing our session. You can ask for the next presentation or through our social media. Okay. I already see some of you open your camera. Beautiful faces. Okay. All right. I will count to 3, and the operator please search the. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3. All right. Perfect, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good day and see you
Okay.
for Youth
Bye
Festival.
bye, everyone. See you
Bye,
again.
everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.